Russian ties with former allies in the West are in tatters over its invasion of Ukraine. Russia is naturally looking elsewhere to do business. That's where a new trade route with India comes in, with both countries hoping to speed up bilateral trade. However unfair it might be, it seems that what's Europe's loss could be Asia's gain.
Russia has been cut off from trade with the West. The sanctions imposed over its war against Ukraine are hitting Russia's economy. Vladimir Putin's government lacks revenue from exports like oil and timber. The Russian leader wants to bypass the blockade with the help of new partner countries. The usual trade route from St Petersburg to Mumbai in India. It's a shipping route of about 15,000 kilometers that takes some 40 days. Ships pass through the Suez Canal to Mumbai before reaching markets all across Asia. Russia's answer is the new north-south route from St Petersburg, Moscow, Azerbaijan, Iran and to Mumbai. It's a corridor of just over 7,000 kilometers, half as long as the usual route. Companies could save an average of 20 days' worth of transport and the costs that go along with it. Russia hopes this new route could replace some of its lost trade with the West.
As far as I know, it only just started very recently with a couple of tryouts, but clearly it would save time, it would be much shorter, and it would also, and that's a very interesting for the countries involved, like India or Russia, it would also enable these countries to somehow get away or get out of scope from Western sanctions.
Most of the world's population lives in Asia. The new route gives Russia access to this market. But are transport companies already using it? The question is posed to an Indian logistics entrepreneur.
4 to 5 containers myself, I'm having it here for stuffing. There are some on the route also, and some have reached Bandar Abbas for transportation. And I'll tell you, last container we achieved the best timeline to reach Moscow in 4 days from Iran.
India and some other Asian countries have so far kept a neutral stance over the war. They say they don't want to take part in sanctions against Russia.
We can definitely say that the war in Ukraine is a game changer. And it's not only a game changer for European security or military policies, but it is a game changer for the global economy, for global trade. It more and more looks as if we're really moving into a kind of world with two major blocks.
And with one of those blocks increasingly isolated from the other, many Asian countries are happy to take advantage of the West's broken trade relationship with Russia.
And staying on this topic, let's get more on the view from India on its trade relationship with Russia. Our correspondent Charu Kartikeya has more on this from Delhi.
While the Indian government has not really been forthcoming in talking about the INSTC, media reports suggest that there is a fair amount of interest among analysts as far as this project is concerned. Now, it's a 22-year-old project, but it did not receive the required push so far because it is believed largely because the volume of trade between India and Russia so far was not too high, hovering anywhere between $8 to $11 billion annually. But now, since the wake of the Ukraine war, India's imports from Russia have been growing significantly. And Russia, on its part, has also been looking for alternative routes that enable it to bypass Western sanctions. And so both these reasons have given the occasion for both these countries to revive this dream project, and there are reports that dry runs are already on.